Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
Hey everybody, welcome back to It's Almost Time. Not with us as always this evening is Mr. Cornbread 217. Not quite sure if where he's at, what he's doing and whatnot. So I'm gonna play ref and red corner tonight, and with me as always is our resident hater, Mr. Paul Wilby. So we gonna jump right into the meat and potatoes of this thing here tonight because man, if you're a fight fan and you did not tune in last night, you missed the fuck out. There were some bangers of some fights last night, and when I say some bangers of some fights, I mean there were 8 performance of the night bonuses awarded. 8 of them, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could say 5th. It didn't come out right. It came out 5. So we just gonna run with it. But yeah, it was a crazy night. We just gonna start from the very top of the card like we have been doing because this is just a crazy card. Obviously this was a card built around Beneil Dariush and Arman Sarukian. I guess Paul had to step away right quick, so I'm gonna just handle this for the time being. But yeah, it was scheduled for 5 rounds, and we didn't need not even a full, I think, minute of the first round. Yeah, actually, a minute and 4 seconds. It was a pretty quick ending, and Arman Sarukian KO'd Dariush in a minute and 4 seconds. He called for a title shot right after, basically said that, yeah, Charles has already had his shot. So, yeah, I think he needs to fight another top 5, top 4 guy before getting a title shot. Obviously, Charles Oliveira was scheduled to fight Islam, originally had the eye injury or the cut. Did not fight him in Abu Dhabi. Volk stepped in, took the KO. But yeah, Sarukian is calling for a title shot. And again, I mean, he's got a good argument to make. Really, what I feel they need to do is run him and Gamrot back. I mean, Gamrot beat him. So, I mean, if you want a title shot, why not avenge that loss? Y'all are both sitting in the top 5 now. So that'd be the best thing to do. Either that or I don't know. Personally, if Sarukian makes a good point. Charles did already have a shot, and he wilted pretty quickly against Makhachev. I'd say give the title shot to Gaethje and have Charles fight Sarukian.
Yeah, I think I like the Gamrot.
The Gamrot would be good. I'm just trying to think of some alternative fights or things that they could do. Maybe.
Yeah, the top is kind of stagnant, I suppose.
Well, the top is super stacked. You also got to think Saint Denis is in there too. You have, and Chandler, he's top 10. I wouldn't even put him top 5. But you got Dustin Poirier up there as well, which a lot of people are saying he's more so a legacy fighter at this point. I don't see it that way until one of these new guys come in and fights him. But then again, at the same time, I guess
actually, yeah, Dustin would be a good fight because he's coming off a loss, and if he wins, that would secure his top 3 spot. If not, he ushers in the new guy.
Yep, but from what I understood too, is that any of these new guys into the top 5, and I get it. He's secured his spot. He's trying to play it safe. Personally, I think if Sarukian fights him, Sarukian hurts him. I think Arman Sarukian is going to be a future champ at 155.
Yeah, it'll be it. Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really gonna
tough.
it's gonna break down to how long Islam stays at 55.
That's just what I was thinking. I was gonna say it depends on if Islam is champ when he gets there,
Hmm.
because they fought before, I think, right?
Not him and Sarukian. Sarukian's only loss
Gotcha.
is to Gamrot,
Gotcha. Okay.
or at least his only loss in the UFC. I think he
Right.
might have had 3 losses on his record altogether now. But yeah, that fight with him and Gamrot is his only UFC loss.
Right. Okay.
All right, hold up. I'm on mute for a second.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, he did lose to Islam in 2019 on UFC.
Who Sarukian did?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. What? By how?
Decision. Ooh, somewhat undecided.
Gotcha. Hold up. I'll stop.
It was unanimous, but damn, that was back way when Overeem fought Alexei Olenek. That's crazy, actually. Yeah, so I'd like to see someone's gotta let down the ladder for Arman Sarukian to get into the top 3, but once he gets there, I would like to see him fight Islam Makhachev and get that win back.
Yeah, but Dariush, she was ranked 4, right?
Let me pull it up. Yep.
So Sarukian's gonna take his spot. My guess is Dariush falls to 5, and then everybody backward beyond that falls back a spot.
Right. Yeah, Arman just takes a spot.
And he's earned it.
Chandler's basically waiting for Connor because he's dumb.
Yep. No, and he ain't like personally. I don't even think he's getting Connor. Connor's talking all sorts of other crazy stuff about fighting other people. I don't think he wants to fight Chandler because he realized that Chandler's probably going to sleep him.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to fight Chandler, and I think he also likes dangling the fight in front of Chandler because he knows
Oh
it's
no! At this point,
life-changing.
yeah, it's a game to him.
Right.
He's like literally, this is what he's gonna do. So yeah, we got Charles Oliveira ranked number 1, Gaethje 2, Poirier 3. So
Right.
one of those guys is gonna have to fight.
That's what I'm saying. And Justin just beat Poirier, so
Yeah,
Poirier should have to defend.
No, it should be Poirier. It should either be Poirier or Gamrot. That should be the fight to make.
Right. Yeah. I don't think Poirier should just be allowed to fucking, like, what do you mean? You lost. You gotta eventually fight someone.
Well, and if he doesn't want to fight, he needs to give up that top 5 ranking.
Right.
And I like Poirier too.
Eventually he will if
either way, like no matter how it breaks down, whether he gives it up or somebody comes and takes it. I mean,
Right.
it's something's happening, and not to say they put him against Poirier, and Poirier can hit.
All he has to do is go 1 year without a fight. If you don't have a fight in a year, they take you out of the rankings. So if he keeps just sitting out waiting for his shot that doesn't come, then they'll take him out.
That's crazy. So co-main event was originally supposed to be Bobby Green versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. Dan Hooker broke his arm, broke it pretty fucking bad, had to have surgery to get the thing repaired, so he's going to be out for a little bit. Jalen Turner stepped in, though, on short notice, who's actually was Dan Hooker's last win. So it made sense, and this is actually it's one of them few fights they put a replacement fight in, and I liked it almost as much as I liked the fight that they had scheduled.
Right.
It made sense. But the only thing I don't like about these fights is when you have somebody ranked 12 fighting somebody ranked 13. I hate these. Oh, we're ranked right next to each other. So basically, Turner's got the stock up now because he brutally slept Bobby Green, and that's actually one of Bobby's weaknesses is the way he comes in. Sometimes he will wade right into a shot. Waded right into that, and once he had him hurt, I mean, Jalen didn't waste any time. Got right to it, ground and pound, and should have been stopped about 5 or 6 punches sooner. I'll say that. There's a lot
Late
of
stoppage.
comments and all the posts about that fight are going crazy. People are like, "Oh, this needs to stop. This guy should be fired," and blah blah blah. like for real at this point, referees in this business cannot win. If you stop it too early, oh, they need to fight. He needs to go out on a shield. And then when he goes out, oh man, they waited too long, man. He's probably got brain damage.
Yeah, I thought it was a way late stoppage
Oh,
myself, but
it
yeah.
was. But you know, at the same time, refs, we don't know what they seen, and I can't really defend that because I could tell right away, dude was not out. He was trying to give him a chance, but he let him take 4 or 5 extra shots he didn't need to take.
Yeah, and Jalen was fucking swinging hammers down there too,
Yeah.
man. Just fucking
Well, that's how Jalen is very similar to Terrence McKinney, where like he's super dangerous early, he's super
Right.
powerful early, and as a fight wears on, you kind of got a chance, especially if he's taking some damage. My apologies to the people out there tuning in. If you got dogs in the background, we got 2 dogs at the house, and we actually just brought. There's a new puppy at home now, so they freaking
Nice.
out. Just
cool.
got home during this broadcast, so it's just
Oh,
gonna be
that's cool.
fun. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I want to say Jalen Turner and Sarukian both got performance of the night bonuses. This next fight actually, Rob Font versus Davidson Figueredo. Or Figueredo. This fight, man, this was a fun fight, a very fun fight to watch, and Font was favored to win this fight. Actually, he was the favorite, and man, don't tell Davidson that because he came out and I'll tell you what, like a lot of people thought when he left, what was it, flyweight,
Yeah.
they thought he was done. Like, you know, he didn't want to cut the weight anymore. And I get that there's only so you can only cut for so long before it's killing you. You know, you're killing your body, you're killing your
Right.
longevity too when you in your fight career, cutting weight. That's crazy as that. But Davidson's looking really good at
Right.
bantamweight. Really good.
Straight into a ranking first fight.
Yeah, what was Font ranked?
I think like fucking I'll have to look.
Number 8.
Yeah, see top 10 right out the
top
gate.
10 already, and that doesn't surprise me just because you know Figueredo was a champion.
Right.
And he was dominant too up until Brandon Moreno showed up. Man, this dude was cleaning out the division, and yeah, I'm interested to see what he does moving forward.
I think Cheeto gives him problems. I think Corey Sandhagen gives him problems. I think Sean O'Malley gives him big problems. They're all big, tall,
You're
and long.
talking all top 5 guys.
Yeah, the people that are in the top 5. I'm saying I don't see him getting a title through those guys.
I could see that. I could see that.
They're young, they're fast, they got way long reach on them. They're tall, he's short, he's kind of old for the weight class. It's like 35.
Yep. I could see him making a run though, man, especially because again, nobody saw him doing that to Font, not even the odds makers.
Right. Yeah, who does he get next?
Right.
What's Cheeto got coming up? Or who's coming off a loss? That'd be a good one. Peter Yan. Whew, that'd be a fight, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, and I do think Pieter's got a fight scheduled here, like coming up in the next few months. I don't remember who. I remember hearing something. But okay, so Rob Font, you could almost.
Cejudo would be a good fight. They're both small for the weight class.
Cejudo
would probably beat the
Marab.
Oh yeah.
And I'd say give him Song Yadong next. That's the only guy ahead of him that does that. Actually, no, Song's fighting. I think. Hold up, isn't he fighting next week? Or
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, he's fighting Chris Gutierrez in the main event.
So he's just got to wait and see what plays out.
Well, and if Yadong beats, man, I'd say wait and see if Gutierrez can beat Yadong, then you give Gutierrez and Davidson. And that's a if because Gutierrez is ranked 14 right now. He might have to fight down.
Right.
Let's see here. Who's he got?
I mean, he could just wait for the Peter Yan thing to play out because he's going to probably need at least a few months for recovery.
Okay, tell me this as a motherfucking fight fan. Dominic Cruz and Davidson Figueroa.
Where is he ranked?
Number 9. 9.
Yeah, he would probably get a payday for fighting a pretty big name, and that would be Dominic's
Like one of
path back
his
to the title, and that'd be a huge win for
either
Figueiredo.
way, yeah.
I like
If
that. Yeah, you're
whoever
right.
wins that, and plus they're two big names, two former champions.
Right.
Man,
I
yeah.
like that. I like that. I
Make
think you're
that
right.
fight, Dana.
I think you're right. I think Dominic Cruz is the fight.
Yep.
That I think that's tough. I think Cruz wins that fight.
I think he could too, but man, after this last fight, after watching this fight last night with Figueroa, I'm really impressed. I'd like to see him go. I'm actually in that. Can I say, man, I'm sad as hell that Bobby Green got slept. Sad as hell. I love me and Bobby Green, and I was hoping he won because they could have set up a grudge match fight between him and Armand.
Right. Yeah, I kind of liked watching it. I liked watching him get fucked up because of all his showboating, kind of like when Anderson Silva got fucked up that one time. I enjoyed it very similar. And I don't really like Bobby. He says a lot of shit that I think makes him look stupid. So I kind
Fair
of like
enough.
watching him getting beat up.
Fair enough. So, Kelvin Gastelum made his welterweight debut against a killer in Sean Brady.
Yeah, they didn't do him any favors, that's for sure.
No, and I don't think he wanted any favors. I think
Right.
if you're gonna go in, especially, I mean, Gastelum was top 10 in middleweight. You're going down a weight, yeah. Throw him right into the Shark Tank. Throw him right into the deep end. And I'm not gonna say he looked good. He looked a step behind. I don't know if he was just off or if I don't know. It just wasn't his night, or it really was Brady's night. Brady took about a year off though after his last fight. He lost TKO to Bilal Muhammad, and it was his first professional loss. Took a little bit of time off, and I think he did it right because I mean, if you look at the results he got last night, he kind of it took a minute to get there, but he got him into the third round, and I think what was it, a rear naked choke submission?
Right. I don't know. I didn't have it.
It was a
pulled up.
sub. It was a sub. I know that.
Kimura.
Kimura, there we go. Yep. See, I need to start writing these down or notepadding them because I think I'm gonna remember, and then I don't. And I want to say, hold on, let me double check too. I just want to make sure because my list even on the goddamn shit. So yeah, Armand got a bonus, Jalen got a bonus, Sean Brady got a bonus. And then let me see here. Fight before that, and man, if you're an OG fan or been watching since the early 2000s, this next fighter needs no motherfucking introduction. Clay the Carpenter Guida. Dude has been doing it since 2005, I think, at least in the UFC. And he has, it's like 58 pro fights, actually 59 now. He actually just surpassed Andrei Arlovsky as most fights for an active UFC fighter.
Damn.
Yep. So congrats.
Is Andre still in the UFC?
I'll say congrats to Clay on that part, but he lost a 29-28 decision to Joaquim Silva. And Joaquim was he looked decent, but man, he had Clay really hurt in the first round, like almost out on his feet, kind of knocked him down, and Guida went into survival wrestling mode, clinch, bought enough time to get to the end of the round, came back in the second round and actually started putting hands on Silva. Man, it was crazy. I had him hurt a little bit, got him down, like was controlling some classic Clay Guida ground and pound. I had it tied 1-1 going into the third round, and unfortunately, yeah, Silva did just enough to eke out. It was a closer last round. It's not like anybody was super getting hurt, but I think a late takedown and some control by Silva at the end, it got him the decision. And good for him. But like nobody wants to see Clay Guida lose. This dude's gonna be 42 in less than a week. I think he's got another 4 or 5 fights in him the way he's fighting right now. I don't know, what kind of results he'll keep getting, but he fought, I want to say twice in 2023.
Yep.
And I think he didn't take hardly any damage. Book this man for UFC 300. He's earned it.
Yeah, his record is like fucking just
It's
nuts.
38-21 now, I think.
24.
Or 20. Okay, is it?
Yep, 38-24. It might be 38-21 in UFC or something. I don't know.
Well, that they had him listed at 38-20 on his walkout last night. So I don't know. I don't know. Fight prior to that though, man. This was the upset of the night, in my opinion. You had Paniele Soriano versus Dustin Stolfus. Stolfus was a plus 260 dog going into this. Soriano a minus 310 favorite. Soriano was having his way with Dustin in that first round. Kind of looked uncomfortable. Didn't really. I don't think he felt confident going into that fight. I think he knew the type of power that Soriano had, and when he started getting touched, he's like, "Shit, I've got to deal with this for another, 13 minutes. I don't know if I can do this." And I don't know if his corner talked to him in between rounds, because round 2 came out, and I even think towards the end of round 1. Yeah, the very end of the round, he actually connected with a good shot and put Soriano down briefly, like right at the bell. And I think that little bit gave him some confidence going into the second round, because that second round, he was just fighting like with a purpose. He's like, "Oh, I belong here. I can actually fucking do this."
Right.
Started piecing him up, got him hurt, got him down, got the sub. It was a rear naked choke, and really, he probably could have TKO'd him. He could have gotten on top and ground and pounded him out. But the way, he was turning into it, he took what he could get and didn't have to try very hard. Like, first, it was almost like a jaw crank to start out with. It wasn't under the chin, or yeah, it wasn't around the neck. And he ended up getting his arm free. Got the one arm. Yeah, he ended up having it around, and he had his arm stuck, but he got his arm free, got it out. And, yep, got that sub. Stolfus with the performance of the night bonus. Can we just call this a submission of the night bonus, please? Like, can we bring back recognizing that, because that is half of the game. That is like half of the ways you want to see something finish. You want to see a knockout, or you want to see a submission. So when they get a submission, can we honor that in their bonus? Like, just the submission of the night bonus. That was actually the first the Stolfus fight was the first card of the main card. Wrapping up the prelims, we have Miesha Tate making her return in her women's bantamweight debut. Against Julia Avila, and man, I'll tell you, Miesha Tate looked phenomenal last night. Just
She's on a mission.
What's that?
I just said she was on a fucking mission, it looked like.
Oh, gotcha. I heard you, but you were froze. I was like, "What's happening here?" Maybe my screen's just being dumb. But yeah, no, see, right out the gate, she was fighting with a purpose. She had a sense of urgency. She wasn't trying to take her time. She was trying to finish the fight, and finish it she did. It took her till the third round, but a minute 15 in, she got a sub. I want to say rear naked choke again. Performance of the night bonus as well. And I think, yeah, that's 5 of them. There was some earlier in the fight as well. Another good fight too. Drakkar Klose with a quick KO victory over Joe Solecki. I mean, this dude needed less than 2 minutes to put them lights out, and got it. It was it was good. This is actually one of them I rewatched today, because I was going back. There's a couple fights that I didn't get to catch yesterday, because the fight started a little earlier than I even planned, and I'd be keeping up with this shit. But yeah, he made quick work of Solecki. Solecki, he's been decent, but just wasn't his night. Another good fight was Rodolfo Bellato versus Ior Patoria. Yeah, Pateria. There we go. And this one
that's the guy who fucking beat up Shogun Hua and was like, "Yeah," and everybody was like, "Fuck you,"
because it was so good. It's like, bro, what do you want me to do? Not like go out there and just let him knock me out?
Well, I can't remember what it was. Like, I think he beat him on an injury, and he was still celebrating or something.
Oh,
Like,
okay, yeah.
I can't remember exactly. There was something
Was
like
it like
that. I can't remember.
like the Gamrot and Fazeev fight when Faziv's leg gave out, and then they called Gamrot the winner, and he's like, yeah, like he did anything. It's like, nah, bro, dude pulled his muscle or pulled a like literally had a leg injury, and I don't know it might have been from something he did, but like I wouldn't. That's not something you just be like screaming to the moon about. I wouldn't be honest.
Maybe they were just booing him because it was his retirement fight, and he just fucked him up and was like, "Yeah."
That's my guess. And again, it's Shogun. It's like, bro, like when the Guida fight was happening and Silva was coming out, he was getting booed just because that's how big of a fan favorite Clay Guida is. Like, it's not even that they necessarily hate the guy; they just really love the other fighter.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, back to it was Bellato versus Poteria. This was a back and forth fight, and then Bellato, they both was fucking each other up. Like, they was both hurting each other. I actually thought Poteria was gonna win based off of that first round, and then into that second round, really had him hurt. And then dude weathered the storm, got through it, and I don't know if Poteria like tired it. It's actually what it sounded like he did. He just blew his wad, and then Bellato came back, got the position reversed, and then ground and pounded him and made it count. I actually feel like for as much as the ref let Bellato take, I feel like he should have let Poteria fight a little bit more out of it or try to get out of it, because I feel like he had a little bit more in him. But TKO win, 4 minutes 17 seconds for Bellato. I think maybe he got a performance of the night as well. The only other fight that I didn't see the first fight, and I'll just cover that really quick. It was Veronica Hardy versus Jamie Lynn Horth. It was a split decision win for Veronica Hardy, so I might have to go back and watch it and see if I agree with it being a split.
It's Dan Hardy's old lady, isn't it?
Is it?
Pretty sure.
If it is, it would make sense that she's Venezuelan and has got the last name Hardy then. But then, yeah, another good fight. The last fight that we covered, I think there's 12 fights altogether. Wellington Turman versus Jared Gooden. And this one was back and forth as well, like with both of these guys just swinging and welterweights basically fighting like some light heavyweights. They was trying to put each other's lights out the entire time they was swinging. And again, if you're a fight fan, this is the type of shit that you fucking love. Got into the second round, and Gooden really started putting it on him. Actually, I think it was even in the first round. He was fucking dropping some bombs with some of that ground and pound, and got him to turn in, and yeah, took the sub that was there. It was an easy tap, quick dub. But yeah, all in all, man, a really good flipping fight. Really, really good fucking card. Again, sometimes with these fight nights, people are like, "Oh, if it's not on pay-per-view, it must not be worth shit." These have been some of the best fights this year. Has been the fight night cards, and it's because these divisions are getting so stacked. They can't throw all of their elite fighters on pay-per-views. They're just people would be fighting once a year, if that's how they were working, and either that or every card that they threw would have to be a pay-per-view. They're really stacked right now. So almost anytime you tune in, you're gonna get a good one. Actually, speaking of, do you remember what we hit for the parlay this last weekend?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I can pull it up.
Please do,
because I know I put it in,
and it's disappeared. Like, I must throw the shit away.
I know we lost.
I know. Oh yeah, I know we did.
But I don't remember much else. So, drum roll. All right. The Parlay Pals. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we almost did though. Fuck. Okay. I don't remember. I'll say what the 3 picks were. You probably will figure out the rest.
Yeah.
So someone picked Bobby Green. Was definitely
that was me.
Okay.
So I fucked it up, right?
Someone picked Davis and Figueiredo. One. Someone picked Armin Sarukian. I think I picked Armin Sarukian.
I think you did too, and I want to say, yeah, it was Dre.
Because you guys picked underdogs, so I was like, I'm just gonna pick a big favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, we almost had it. Fucking Bobby.
Yep, Bobby. And I should have known better. Again, man, I was buying into the hype. I still believe in Bobby, but
yeah, he's got a weird style, but once you get to that high level, I don't think you could just walk in there with your hands down and try to throw those weird shots.
And his biggest downfall is his age right now. He's basically at his prime, if not a little past it. So I don't know if he's getting up that ladder. And it's unfortunate that, you have that long of a career and you don't, you put that much work in just to not get what basically everybody sets out to do. And not everybody
can right now. Beneil Dariush is in the same spot, kind of.
Oh yeah, no, I think with his loss to Sarukian, he's not in the title talk anymore, period. At least not for another couple years, unless he can put, another 4 or 5 fight streak together. Right. And that's kind of on the UFC too, for dropping the ball, for fucking making a motherfucker win 14 fights in a row to even be in the talk. And some of these people waltz right in. Chandler had 1 fight in the UFC before he fought Oliveira for the title. And don't get me wrong, I mean, Chandler had that notoriety. He built that name.
It's because he does this, and Beneil just does this.
Yep.
Beneil's not interesting. He's boring. He just wants to fight, and UFC doesn't reward those people. They reward people who bring attention, not who win fights.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Looking ahead, we're gonna have next week's fight night. Let me see here. I know I built some of these things. Oh, there it is. Yeah, looking ahead, we got Song Yadong versus Chris Gutierrez. This is going to be next weekend, December 9th, UFC Apex, main card at 8 p.m. Central Time. The undercard prelims start at 5 or 6 p.m. Central Time. And then my apologies, it's 9 p.m. Central Time for the main card. Co-main event is Anthony Smith versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. That might be a good fight. Shout out to Anthony for giving Roundtree a shot too. I mean, I know Anthony's ranked 8, but Roundtree's number 11. I don't really, this is Smith has a lot to lose.
I don't even know. I would not assume that Smith was even in the top 15, to be honest.
Well, you got to think, like, it was just like 3 or 4 years removed. He fought John Jones.
That's true. No way. It was more than that, wasn't it?
That was about 4 years.
That's crazy.
But then, yeah, we got the fighter from China with one name, Sumu Derji. God, man. Sumu Derji. There we go. Sumu Derji. And Alan Nascimento. And then we got Nasrat Hakprost. He's going to be fighting Jamie Malarkey. Jung Young Park versus Andre Muniz. Song Kenyon versus Kevin Jousted. This is not. Did they drop the China card altogether? Bro, they did. They was trying to put a fight together, I think, for that weekend in China. And I don't know if they just never got enough fights together or what happened. But yeah, that's what's happening is this fight night next weekend in Vegas instead. Okay, yeah, so Song Yadong was probably booked for that, and then when that fell through, they're just probably bringing him over. This is a little bit of a filler card. I mean, again, I'm going to be tuning in. This could be a banger, but really, we all know what everybody's waiting for this year. It's the final closeout card. Weekend after next, when we've got Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. Really quick here before I touch on that, let me go ahead. We're going to make 2 of our 3 parlay picks here on the air tonight. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Dre on this one because I wrote his sons aren't on this card. So I can't say, if Cameron Simon or Rosas was fighting, I would know. Or if it was one of the Taffa brothers.
Right.
But for my pick, I'm gonna just hit that money line for the Song Yadong on the main card.
Okay. Man, like I want to bet on Anthony Smith, but I feel like every time he do, he fucks me over. Let's see here. Ooh, okay. Let me see what's up with this guy. Okay. All right. I'm going to bet on. Holy shit. Hold on. All right. I think I know. I'm going to bet on Hyun Sung Park.
Young Sung Park. Okay. Okay.
Undefeated, all finishes except for one.
Gotcha. You just grabbing that money line?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Another little, I guess, an honorable mention I'd like to throw in there. We had Mike Perry with the TKO victory over Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah.
Their version of the BMF title, the Violence Champion of BKFC. So he is the King of Violence champion, Mr. Mike Perry. Good for him, man. Like
Our
this
face
is
of BKFC.
yeah, no, it was. I'm super happy for. Yeah, I'm super happy for Mike Perry. He was doing decent in the UFC and then kind of hit a wall, and I think a lot of it probably had to do with the politics of the UFC. Probably wasn't getting along with some people over there, and
Yeah.
maybe some personal life shit. But he has really shined going over to BKFC. He's been undefeated. I think it's 3 fights now. Is it, or is it 2?
I don't know, but I think he's undefeated in BKFC.
Yes, because he's fought Rockhold and he's fought Alvarez. I want to say he fought one dude before him. They
Yeah,
also
I'm pretty
had
sure
him
he
on
did. He fought Julian Lane at one time, didn't he? Or did Julian fight someone else?
his first fight, and that was actually people thought that he was gonna get worked his first fight, and that's where you kind of people were like, wait, okay, maybe he's got this, and then he fought Rockhold and put his tooth through his bottom lip.
That was crazy.
And made him not want to be a fighter anymore. And it's again last night. I think it only went 2 rounds, but in that first round, Alvarez was looking really decent, some good hands, picking his shots. Had Mike wobbled actually on a couple occasions, but Perry came out in the second round and really started putting it on him. At some point, connected up kind of by the eyes, and from what I hear, shattered his orbital. Second.
Oh shit! He beat MVP too. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Okay, so he's 4 now.
Yep. Okay. Yep. God damn, man, he is racking them up over there, and he's their biggest draw.
And the last two wins. He finished 2 former champions.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, and this one went 2 rounds, and in between the second and the third round, Alvarez's corner threw in the towel because Alvarez was complaining that his orbital was broke. And so yeah, TKO victory for Mike Perry. Good to see some fucking people leave the UFC and do good. Still putting on some good fights, some good entertainment. I can't even be mad about that, man. I've always fucked with Mike Perry though. He's hilarious and just he's real. He's just one of them guys you can tell he ain't faking what he's about or faking who he is. And some people are saying he should because he's a little over the top. He's a little savage sometimes, but that's just who he is. And I think I'm here for it. I think most fight fans are.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, looking forward. We got Edwards and Covington. They're going to be closing out the year on this fight card, and man, I really, like you said, I wish I didn't have to buy the pay-per-view to even add to fucking Colby's pay-per-view numbers or anything like that. But I'm just relieved that this fight is finally happening because win or lose, we can say that it's happened. I don't really see any of us being winners in this because whoever wins this fight is going to wait another 6 months before defending the fucking belt, if not longer.
Right. I know Leon waited a long the time this time because he didn't want to give Colby the fight, but hopefully he hurries up the next one.
I think that was just an excuse so he can hold the title for long. Like, I don't know. He also did an interview, I don't remember with who here recently, talking about how there's no interesting fights at welterweight. I'm like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like, and you're the champion and you're saying there's no interesting fights. What does that say about you then?
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Right then. Dude, no, he knows
he's running, yeah.
There's nothing but killers below him. He knows his time is running out. Even if he does get past Covington, he's not beating Shavkat. I feel bad for Wonder Boy because Shavkat's about to fucking end his title contention.
Wait, did Sean Brady just fight this weekend?
Yes. Yeah, he got
win?
Yeah, 3rd round sub over Gastelum. Gastelum actually tweeted after the fight. He said, "Hey, I know this. I'm disappointed in myself. This was not my best. I will be back being better." Like, kudos to Sean. Little random fun fact, man. You already know I got in the UFC collector's card hobby here recently. I'm in a couple Facebook groups, and actually the group that I'm in, seen a post. This dude bought and was getting a 1-of-1 Sean Brady Black Prism shipped to his house.
Damn.
I looked at the name and it was James Brady. It was Sean Brady's father.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's in the group. He a big supporter of his son, and yeah, he was flexing. He's like, I'm bringing this 1-of-1 select home.
That's badass.
Boy. And I was like, bro, that's dope. Like that's the type of energy that you give your kids when they're pursuing their dreams.
I know what I want next for Sean Brady. Oh wait, never mind. Fuck, I forgot. Never mind. Ian Gary's about to fight Vicente Luque. I was gonna say Ian Gary should fight Sean Brady, but they're right next to each other in ranking anyway. I know you hate that.
But
I just think it's a good matchup.
That would be a fun fight. And I'm really looking forward. I want to get through this next week and this next fight card because I already know the shit that's coming, the trash talk of that fight week with Colby Covington being on the same stage as Ian Gary. There's going to be some mad shit talking about that WAG. And
I hope so, bro. I hope so.
It better be, dude. I actually feel like the UFC is selling this one a little short. I haven't heard a lot of buzz about this, and we're 2 weeks away. Like, y'all need to start.
Maybe they'll kick in the promotion tomorrow. Maybe they didn't want to like overshine their. I don't know.
But they've got another fight card next weekend too.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see.
And I know they don't drop the actual countdowns until the Saturday before the fight, or it's like Sunday morning. They'll drop the countdown to UFC whatever, UFC 296.
Right.
And have like the little interviews or the 40-minute thing on YouTube. And then they'll start doing the embeds next Monday. Like we usually get about 6 episodes of embeds, and then you get the fight card, the press conference, official weigh-ins, ceremonial weigh-ins. They've got it down to a science, so man, they really starting to get this thing packaged right. I fuck with it. A lot of content, and I see them doing nothing but adding to it. And right. I'm also liking how these fighters are outside, even though they're subcontractors. The smart ones are building their brand. They're building their YouTubes. You've got Triple C basically commentating still full-time outside of fighting full-time on his channel. UFC's not even paying him. He's getting his own bag doing it.
Right.
And I'm here for it. Like, this is some of the best analytics you're going to get is from these elite fighters like that. These people see the fight game in such a different way. I love watching it. I love what the sport has become, and just the transparency that some of them are giving us. I'm here for it. But what I'm not here for, I guess, is we hitting the end of the show. We actually ran this one a little faster than normal by about 15 minutes. I'm proud of us. We got a little bit of a start, and we were short a host member, so we made do and we did what we did. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that tuned in. Don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe button. Go over, find us on YouTube. It's Almost Time Podcast, and It's Almost Time TIIME. I'm pretty sure that you can find us that way. We're also on all podcast platforms from my recollection. So, and if you can't find us on one, let us know and we'll be sure to get it added. But hope y'all enjoy yourselves out there in internet land, whatever you decide to get into after that. But again, it's A1 and Paul, and it's almost time. We out.
It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.